Hi everybody, it's Julie here back with a new process video. This time I was really inspired by the JOT mood board for June. You can see it's really fresh, it's sort of beachy looking, and I took inspiration from that. So the colors were sort of black and white with a little bit pop of green. So what I decided to do was start with an A4 page, embroidered some butterflies. Then I used my typewriter to write the journaling, and this page is about spring signs, what I love about spring. So I'm going to do that on my typewriter. And this typewriter is really good. I got it really cheap. It's really small, but it doesn't type the full character on the when typing. So the top of the characters are typically not printed as well. So yeah, it typically look a bit messy when I use it, but I just really love it. And also they are hardly ever spelled correctly because I cannot spell anything really, so that is that. So what I decided to do is to use very few products. I have here some wood grain cardstock in nickel and also some papers from the Pink Paisley C'est La Vie collection. You can see that black and white floral, which is so pretty. So the color scheme here is really inspired by the mood board, black and white with just a pop of green. And like I said, it's about spring, and black and white maybe not be the obvious colors. Normally when I do that kind of layouts, I go full force with the colors because that what spring is to me. You know, everything just explodes in green here in Sweden. But I wanted to document that just before, when we have snow here, and if we don't have snow, everything is just gray and it's dark and everything is so boring. And then one day you can see the green start to come, and I sort of wanted that to be what this page is about. So I choose a lot of black and white and then just a little bit hint of green. So on the mood board I really got that beachy sort of feel. It's a bee in here and I'm allergic to them. That's not good. I'm just sitting still and talking. So trying to concentrate. Yeah, so I cut up this wood grain cardstock. It's textured cardstock from American Craft in nickel, and I just cut it up so it's sort of getting that sort of wood grain driftwood effect, like the photo is layered on top of it. I don't know, I like it a bit different. I really like this cardstock recently and have a lot of projects with it. So yeah, I'm going to mat that with some vellum that I have torn just to give it a bit of texture because everything is so white. Um, and yeah, I'm going to add my title later, and I'm going to use the Brentano stamps by Paper Project, which is a German company, I think. And they make clear stamps and they have a lot of different designs both in English and in German. And this alpha sets are one of my current favorite stamp sets. I love them. I think they are so fun. They are good size and they are just, yeah, I really love them. And you have seen me using them millions of times. So that was a bit of an overstatement, I know. To get that bit shot of green, I'm going to use these flag stickers from Lagerhaus, which is sort of a home decor store in Sweden, and I also think in Scandinavia. I'm not completely sure. But I got these stickers, they were more than half off. I think they were like 70% off or something. And I just keep buying more. And they're really good. You can stamp on them. They're perfect in the traveler's notebook or in planners or on scrapbook layouts. So I'm going to stamp spring in Swedish, and then I'm going to use my Dymo to, I'm sorry about that, to add the year, and also the second part of my title was going to be signed, but in Swedish. So I'm going to write spring, which is vår, and going to ink that up with some black ink, and then going to write signs or tecken in Swedish, and then add some more of that black green flag stickers. I'm going to add a few more and then just add some black splatters, and then I'm going to be done. So that is the first layout using the JOT magazine June 2016 mood board. And I was so inspired, and I thought I'm just going to keep going here, you know. So here I used the same cardstock, that sort of wood grain nickel by American Craft. Here I have done prepped the page with gesso and just a spatula, so you can sort of get that wood grain coming up a bit more. And here I have a thought about going more on the leaves and really going more to spring, because these pages are about spring, because that's the photos I have right now. And I'm going to use the same stamp set. I mean, I did them after each other, so going to add a little bit of that black and white stripe on one side. I thought I was wanting them on two sides, but I don't like that, and I fuss with it, and in the end I will throw that away because it haunted me, so we cannot have that. Yeah, so the thought I had here was to have this rather a big piece of vellum, and then have leaves sort of coming out, you can see here, so that they are sort of um, translucent or something. You have that over and then they sort of come up. I don't know really how to explain that, I realize. That doily anyway, I use a magnolia die cut to cut that out of just plain white cardstock. So that's going to sort of help to ground the photo a little bit. I have that pink paisley C'est La Vie paper 6x6, so that sort of helps to ground it. It won't be that like this is a photo mat, because I'm going to layer the vellum, and the vellum will have to sort of take away the contrast really. So this is my plan, to add leaves and then put the vellum down and then add more leaves. So it sort of comes out of, I don't know, you will see. I'm not going to talk about it. We're going to stamp the title with the Brentano stamps instead. And this title, we haven't even talked about the layout. The title is going to be Just You, so Bara du in Swedish, and it's about my little brother. So I took this photo of Arvid holding this flower. Having a photo of him is really hard. He, you know, he makes weird faces. He's a boy. He's a teenage boy. He look weird. So I'm so happy I have this photo of him. So I stamped that on the vellum, and that needed to dry because it's pigment on vellum. So obviously that needed to dry. And I'm going to try with a heat tool. It sort of helped. I just don't touch it. The best thing I think Jesus, is not to use pigment ink on vellum or emboss it. I think that are the best options, but I didn't do either of them, so yeah. So I add the adhesive where I know my photo is going to be, and then stick down my photo, and then good rub there. Going to add some more leaves. No, I'm going to add some photo corners first. The leaves, I just paint green watercolor on watercolor paper, and then use the Maggie Holmes dies. She came out with a confetti line, and cut them out. And I think if you have seen my process video for a while, you have seen me using these leaves so many times. This time, the only thing I did differently was to not poke out the things in the leaves. And I like that. It sort of adds a bit of dimension to them because they're rather flat. So that one had poked out. Anyway, so I'm just going to add it, and I really like this because it's a bigger vellum mat than I usually do. You can sort of, you see the leaves and they sort of, but they are underneath it and then coming out, and I'm not making any sense, but yeah, I really like this sort of visual effect of it. It means that you can add quite a lot around the photo, but the vellum will really sort of pull it down. I'm going to add that black and white striped washi just to sort of make it look like I just stuck it down with tape. And then I'm going to add these white enamel dots to sort of add like white flowers. So because he's holding a white flower, I wanted to add some more of that. And I really like the simplicity of just white enamel dots. They add that little bit of shine, but also some texture to this page. Adding the date with the Chimel roller date stamps, some gold Heidi shine, because yeah, we all need that. So I'm going to add my journaling when that has dried, and yeah. So here are the finished pages. I hope you have liked them. I really was inspired by this month mood board. I hope you were too. Check out my blog and my Instagram and all that, links down below, and I hope to see you soon. Bye!